Many company directors believe that being part of an LLC protects them. The things that you learn in life, you like to keep to yourself. As a crazy whisperer, what's your view on Novaruu? Here's the bar story. I like exploring trans issues because I think trans issues really challenge what we mean when we say certain words. You guys want a hot take about anime, JRPGs? I don't think you should ever use guns.
A lot of people, they run really long streams because they just don't know what else to do with their life.
Because it's a song, right? You're not writing like a fucking college paper.
Hey guys, what do you think about them banning vapes and they still haven't banned guns when guns kill more people? What about that? Is Trump gonna win this year?
It's possible, yeah. I think there's a strong possibility. Twitch being on this fucking banning shit. Holy fuck.
Unironically, I fucking hate it when people say like, dude, we gotta be sending people to space, man.
Yeah, wait, have they figured out a solution for the Ireland bullshit yet?
No.
Or
How come like mostly like every country has like healthcare and stuff, or like in England, if I get fucked up, I go to the NHS and it's paid for me, right?
That they see that as an insult and it hurts them.
Yeah.
the amount of money that I pay for self-employment tax, that goes towards my fucking social security, right? But in Europe, they see ethnicity as a lot more than we do because we're not used to like calling it out.
So I ran the contract past a lawyer.
My perspective, I think having the Italian Stallion Limited as the company was contracting with them protects you quite a lot from any contractual claim from Deliveroo, because if they sued the Italian Stallion Limited, who cares?
With the lawyer happy, it was time to sign.
Wait, is that where is Dan at? There's no way in American law that would pass, right? That if you're engaging in this type of conduct as the business owner, you can't just say like, oh, well, that's my company, LOL, can't sue me. You would 100% get fucked on that. No fucking way.
11 minutes, 8 minutes.
100% they aren't doing enough to protect themselves via corporate veil. Yeah, like you're talking like you need like a fucking board of directors. You need like a corporation that's actually like engaged in its own like separate practice. Like you can't do some sole ownership fucking LLC or I don't know what an LTD is or some bullshit and then pretend that that's going to protect you from liability. No fucking way. I don't believe that.
Wait. For those of you who don't know, Josh lives just above the Waitrose.
Like if I were to create, like I could go register an LLC today for what, probably a few $100s, and then I could go like as part of my company, like dump a whole bunch of toxic waste in the fucking street, and like, oh, we're gonna sue you. And be like, nope, you can't sue me. Look, I got a limited liability company. It's right in the name. No. That's one of the main reasons sole proprietors register LLCs. Dog, I will bet my life. Bring any lawyer in chat on, okay? If you register an LLC and it is a sole owner pass-through entity, right? There's one owner, no employees, and all the income is pass-through, which LLCs are by default. Fuck, LLCs aren't even federally recognized entities. There's no fucking way that an LLC is actually going to protect you from liability if you're a fucking sole owner. Now, like, if you had, like, tons of employees and you had, like, a separate place of, like, business established and everything, and you were running shit like that, then, yeah, you probably are limiting liability to some extent, but there's no fucking way that a sole owner LLC is going to give you a significant liability shield for illegitimate business practice. No fucking way, dude. Many company directors believe that being part of an LLC protects them from being sued personally. While a limited company does offer an element of protection, there are no guarantees, and a growing number of directors are being sued personally for actions they carried out on behalf of a company. Yeah, of course. This is like a fucking cartoon dream. Like, oh well, if I start a company, Occupy Wall Street said that businesses are separate people, and so I'm gonna be totally protected from all liability. No, motherfucker, fuck off. Now, for instance, if you take out like assets in the name of the company, like against like the company's balance or whatever, stuff like that, then people can't like, let's say for instance, my company goes bankrupt, except for in like exceptional circumstances, like maybe like embezzlement of funds or something, you can't come after me, my assets for stuff that my company loaned, right? Like that's a huge like liability shield. So for instance, like if I open a company and I start buying and selling like assets under that company, maybe I buy vans for carpet cleaning or some shit. If I can't pay my bills and that company goes bankrupt, you can liquidate the company, but you can't come after me for my shit, right? So that's one way that like a company can shield you. Like moving the goalposts. There's a difference between total liability protection and LLC providing protection in general. It 100% provides a significant amount of protection. If you are a sole owner of an LLC, there is almost no protection being provided to you. Save for maybe if that LLC has its own balance sheet and you're taking out loans in the name of that company. Although I'm not even 100% sure if you can do that because an LLC isn't a federally recognized entity. I don't know if that would impact your ability to take out loans against that. But you're not getting any significant protection as a sole owner of an LLC. You're one step away from being a sole proprietor. Why do software owners make business to protect themselves then? What does no well, like if you've got like a whole company, then having like a corporate structure can be beneficial for a number of reasons. But sole owner LLCs are fucking memes. The only reason people are sole owner LLCs is to cheat on their taxes, okay? That's the only reason I have one, all right? Not cheating, but like You're not like, come on, dude. Like a sole owner LLC, you're one step away from a sole proprietor. You barely have a business, all right? You can also be a sole owner C or S corp. I don't think that's true. I don't think you can be a sole owner C corp. In order to file as a C corp, I think you have to have like an actual board and shit. You have to have a corporate structure. You can kind of be a sole owner S corp. So for instance, if you have an LLC, you can file form 2553. So you can file this form if you want. If you want to have an LLC treated as an S corp for tax purposes, but I don't think you can have a C corp. I am a sole owner C corp, really? Destiny, you're really talking out your ass here. The thing is, if someone sues Italian Stalin, they really are fine. Nothing is stopping them from suing them. Nothing is stopping them from suing them? That means you have no fucking protection, you fucking dipshit. That's the whole fucking point. If Pepsi causes trouble for me, I would sue the corporation Pepsi, but I can't sue like the owner of Pepsi, right? Unless he personally has defrauded me. But if the Italian stallion fucks me over, I can sue the owner of that company because it's a fucking sole ownership. There's no protection. That's my whole fucking point, dude. I'm super curious if you can actually file for a C corp without having a corporate structure, even as an LLC. A C corporation is legally independent from its owners, is not a personal tax liability for its owners, has a more complex structure than an LLC, and has a board of directors and shareholders. I thought that this was required to file a C corp. Why are you people who are wrong? Do you give them legitimacy? Well, Lycan says he has a sole owner. He's a sole owner of a C corp. Why are you a sole owner of a C corp, Lycan? What the fuck? You can make yourself the whole board and have only one shareholder? Okay, well, I guess you can. I'll believe you. Wait, Lycan, why are you a sole owner of a C corp? What is your rationale for that? I'm super curious. In smaller C corps, one individual may act as the company's own shareholder, director, officer, and employee. Shareholders of a C corp select individuals to serve on a C corp's board of directors. So could you also be the whole board? As long as the corporation has just one owner / shareholder, state's allowed to have just one director as well. To appoint yourself director, you'll need to prepare meeting minutes that show you as the shareholder elected yourself as the sole director of the board. Good one. Generally, C corporations, like a normal corporation, is subject to like different like tax rules that are usually not good for having this. I'm not sure why you would ever. I don't know why you would ever have a single person C corp. I do a single person S corp, but that's because it works as a flow-through entity for taxes. So all of the money that my business makes flows through to my 1040. So I just pay it that way. I don't know why you would ever be a single owner C corp. I guess you can do it. I didn't even know you could, but I don't think this is ever going to help you from a tax strategy. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna give you guys. I don't do this very often because the things that you learn in life, you like to keep to yourself. Okay? Because you fucking Zoomers, you should have to learn it yourself. Okay? I don't like sharing my life lessons with you guys because I want you guys to suffer through what I suffered. Okay, in order to learn the life lessons that I've learned. But I'm going to go ahead in my ancient wisdom, my only almost 31 years of life on this planet, I'm going to go ahead and share with you pro-life tip, okay? They warn you, this is slightly anecdotal, might not apply to all women, okay? But it probably does, all right? Anytime a woman is tweeting out some shit that starts with like, real friends do this or real friends don't do that, that motherfucker is crazy, okay? 99% of the time, they're giving themselves advice because they don't fucking follow it. They're do some fucking crazy, snaky bullshit, or they're fucking insane, or they're talking about some shit that they have literally done, like, already, and for some reason they're projecting on anyone else. I don't know why that's the case, okay? But if you stop by some girl's Twitter and she's tweeting some shit where, like, real friends stick up for their friends when they need help, blah, 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 blah. And you might be looking at him like, oh yeah, that's true. The real friends should do that. That's some awesome shit. She's straight up bullshit. You're getting fucking snaked into some shit, okay? She's probably backstabbed some friend, or she has fucked someone over super hard and she's mad that she got called on her shit, okay? Watch yourselves on that one, boys. That's the one piece of Squad W advice, okay?
Grab W.
Oh yeah, my example today, my go-to example for this was Malika. Holy shit. What did she tweet out? I hate holding grudges. I hate knowing people are upset with me. I hate not leaving things on good terms. It's my weakness. Oh, anytime somebody's like, one of my weaknesses is that I'm too nice to people. I try to give everybody everything they want, and I don't take anything for myself. It's truly my biggest flaw, is that I'm so selfless. I try to help everyone around me, and no one is there to help me. I try to do everything I can for all the people in my life. I share so much love, and I get nothing back from anyone else. This motherfucker is crazy, okay? When you see people saying shit like that, that motherfucker is crazy.
Women on Twitter,
right?
LULW.
I hate holding grudges. I hate knowing people are upset with me. I hate not leaving things on good terms is my weakness. I have so much guilt over friendships ending. I care too damn much. Boom. Fucking, like 2 hours earlier. Why'd you fuck that giant zucchini? Good one. Good one, Malika. Destiny, her excuse for that tweet? I haven't read the tweet yet, but I already know what it's going to say, okay? Are you ready? Hold on. Okay, I got it. She's going to say some shit like, oh, the only reason I tweeted that is because you were being a shitty friend to Tricky and you wouldn't admit it. It's going to be some bullshit like that. Guaranteed. Ready? The tweet is blue on my other monitor too, okay? It's blue on my other monitor. I have not clicked. Hold on. I'm screenshotting this. Wait, hold on. Wait, actually, let me make sure for real that's the tweet. I was acceptable partner behavior. You're bully trying to involve yourself in any way, blah, blah, blah. I literally asked why you did it, LeMayo. That shit was hilarious. And again, deflecting from what the real issue is. I don't care for clout. I care for the fact that you were one being a shit because friend and trying to play victim. Close enough, okay? Close enough. I have spent so much time with crazy girls, okay? I know everything about how they work, okay? I'm a master, okay? I'm like the crazy whisperer, all right? I can see right through that shit. Fucking X-ray vision, all right? Novaruu is equally crazy. Read her Twitter. I don't read her Twitter. She might be crazy. I'd be totally honest. I don't know her well enough to know if she's crazy or not. She's also super fucking young. I think she's either 21 or 20. I shouldn't have liked this. I don't think she should have apologized for this. I think it's really sad when people attack each other over like porn in the past. That's like really fucked up. I think it's really, really, really stupid. And I mean, it's obvious it's her life, but I don't think she should apologize for it. As a crazy whisperer, what's your view on Novaruu? Wait, does no not have VIP my Twitch chat? I'm sorry, buddy. I have talked to Novaruu a few times. Like we went and we got dumplings the other day and shit. I don't know her well enough to know if she is crazy or not. Like she gives off like she might have some crazy vibes, but I try to give a lot of leeway to people that are really young. Man, dude, she's 20 years old. I can't even imagine. Dude, I can't imagine how fucking gassed my ego would be and how fucked my life would be if I started streaming or had like a lot of public attention when I was fucking 20. How would you feel as a parent if your daughter did that kind of shit? I wouldn't give a fuck. Personally, I think it's really fucking weird and really fucking creepy when dads get super protective of their daughter's sexuality. I think that's like one step away from being a fucking pedophile. That shit is the creepiest fucking shit in the world to me. When dads are obsessed over what dicks go inside their daughter's vaginas. That is the weirdest fucking thing in the world to me. I can't believe that shit has been normalized for most of human history. That is really fucking weird to me. But, I mean, whatever. That's like... What's wrong with not wanting your daughter to be a slut? Because your goal for raising a daughter shouldn't be to guard her sexual fucking virginity or whatever. You're not the keeper of your daughter's pussy. Do you have any idea how fucking weird that sounds? Like, hey, what's up? This is my daughter. I'm her dad, and I'm here to protect her pussy from all enemy dicks. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Make sure you raise your kid to be a good person. Make sure they're smart. Help them get fucking educated in school. Help them form healthy relationships and shit. But your goal isn't like how many people are allowed to fuck my daughter. That's weird as fuck, dude. Fucking dudes in private is different than fucking millions online. It's a fucking job. It's porn, dude. Porn is like a fucking huge ass industry. Man, dude, I wish I could go through the browser history. Here's this fucking rule in life, all right? If you demonize people for their porn past or some shit and you jerk off to it online, you're literally fucking subhuman trash, all right? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? How are you gonna sit here with fucking cum still fucking crusting on your fucking hand and start smashing in your keyboard about how disgusting and horrible porn stars are? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? It's not like you're getting laid anytime soon. You should be thanking these people for giving you a fucking outlet for your sexual frustrations. Come on, dog. Not that anything is wrong with being a virgin. I'm not trying to attack you there. Okay, here's the bar story. I guess it's early, so everybody should be asleep, so we should be okay. Okay, so me, Tricky, and Fawn, we're at a bar, okay? Everything was fine. I think...
Wowie clap.
We went back to the bathroom because either I had to go or I think Tricky had to go to the bathroom. Me, Fawn, and Tricky were in the bathroom area. Tricky goes into the bathroom. Me and Fawn are standing like in a little hallway, just chatting, okay? Out of fucking nowhere, all right? So this like pretty big guy, like tall, broad shouldered, like chubby, like pretty big dude comes walking in, all right? And he says something back to his friends. He's just laughing, having a good time. He's like, yeah, I'll be back in a sec, whatever. He says some guys to his friends. And as he walks by, okay? Fawn looks at him and she's like, ugh, no thank you. and I look at Fawn and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And the guy was like, what? And she's like, you heard me. And I was like, oh no. And the guy was like super chill. And he walks into the bathroom and he just starts pissing. And she's like, yeah, you better keep walking, you tiny dick motherfucker. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then the guy starts like shouting at her from the bathroom. And he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, ugly skank? And she's like, oh, you know, and she just starts going off. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? And she starts talking about how she wants to fight this guy. And I'm like, dude, this guy would fucking literally kill both of us. Like, what is, oh my God. Tricky comes out of the bathroom and I like want to fucking die. The guy was super chill. He comes out and he's just like laughing. He walks away. I guess he thinks she was drunk or whatever. Holy shit. That's the, yeah, damn. I didn't know if I was about to get fucking killed. Because isn't that what happens, right? The guy would attack me because he thinks I would, like, defend her fucking honor or some shit. Fuck that shit. Holy fuck. But that's the, that was the bar story. There you go. But aside from that story, they were both cool to hang out with, I guess. I didn't have any problems with her. It's woman privilege in action because she knows she won't get hit. Yeah, a little bit. It's a little squad W. If he fought her, what would you do? Fucking world star, dude. I get my phone out and start recording. That shit's going on YouTube. Oh, another reason why I like this type of stuff too. So for instance, a lot of the times we have arguments in my stream about like trans people, right? Because I think that this might sound, I guess, a little bit rude. I don't know how you would say this. I like exploring trans issues because I think trans issues really challenge what we mean when we say certain words. And it gets people to think about things that they otherwise wouldn't normally think about, right? Trans issues are interesting because they help us explore topics that we don't really think about much. So for instance, we usually think that when we say something is something, that means something, right? Okay, so that was very vague, but like, let's think of the concept of a chair. Well, do chairs exist, right? Well, I don't know, do they? I mean, like, well, of course I can see a chair. Well, that particular object exists, right? Or there is some like collection of physical things that accumulate to become this object, right? That this object is like an emergent property of these things. So like a chair is just a concept. A particular chair can be like a particular thing that we can point at. But the concept of chair is something different, right? It's not really found in the world anywhere. It's an idea that exists in our heads. And it's malleable. Different people could consider different things to be chairs. One person's chair could be another person's beanbag or stool, or one person's sandwich could be another person's hot dog. There's this, we don't really think about like the broad universal categories that we use to describe things. We kind of say them and we assume that they're real and we all talk to each other and we all have like a mutual understanding of what these things mean, but they don't actually mean like, but really they're not like something that's found naturally, right? And this is actually even true of the concept of man and woman, male and female, not only in just a gender sense, but even in a sexual sense, right? Why do we differentiate based on parts? Why do we differentiate based on this can have a baby, this person can't, this is a penis, this is a vagina? On what grounds do we draw these distinctions, Well, as humans, we think that there's some utility in doing it, but there is no like rule in nature that says that like, well, these have to be men, these have to be women. That's just how we've kind of like drawn things up. And trans people really challenge a person that's never considered any of these categories into thinking like, well, what does it mean like for any of these categories to actually exist? Like, are these like, what does it mean for man to be man or woman to be woman or trans woman to be a woman or trans man to be a man or whatever? And I like the idea of like challenging these kinds of like categories that we've created in our mind in terms of thinking like, well, what is real, or what is a category, or what is this particular thing? Like, is it really as objective as I think it is? Because all of us like to think that we have like this very objective, rigorous understanding of the world. Like, well, how do you evaluate the world? I use science. What the fuck does that even fucking mean, dog? Like, does a category of something exist? Is it arbitrary? Why are they the way they are? We kind of take all these things for granted. They're passed down from our parents. We get them around us, reinforced culturally, and we never really question any of it. I think it's good to question things. It's interesting. Okay, do you guys want a hot fucking take?
About
Do you guys
anime?
want a hot take about anime, JRPGs, that stuff in general? I don't think you should ever use guns. Don't think so. I just don't think it works. It looks weird when people are like shooting each other and not killing each other. It's just weird. I just don't think it works. It's super immersion breaking. It seems really dumb. Like when I look at like a lot of like the Final Fantasy animation now from like the Final Fantasy 7 game and everything, it looks weird to have people shooting at each other and like nothing is happening. I don't know. I don't like it. I think it's dumb. You can use like
person v person or ships too.
No, well, for ships and stuff it works, but like
fine.
person on person is just kind of weird. Like, what is happening here? Like when Diane is like shooting at Barrett here, like what am I supposed to be thinking is happening? Like, is he just getting shot and it just doesn't impact? It doesn't hurt him because he's fat. He can get shot and it doesn't matter. Like, what am I supposed to think here? He has bulletproof skin.
Oh, I got a good joke.
Oh, because he's black. Just say it. Mr.
No,
Moon. It's
what
okay.
the
No, go ahead,
fuck?
Mr. Mooten. What were you gonna say? Just say it.
No, it's not even about that. What the fuck is this scene? Holy shit.
I don't know.
He
They
is.
should focus on creating evergreen content. They should be making things like Instagram posts and YouTube videos and stuff like that. They shouldn't be streaming. Streaming's an absolute waste of time for most people. Do you think that streaming influencers need a PA or life coach or mentor? I don't know about that. I think they just need a little bit of introspection, you know? Thanks, man, for the 2. Appreciate that, Babylon. A lot of people, they run really long streams because they just don't know what else to do with their life. They say that they're on the grind and they're working really hard, but the truth is that they wouldn't know what else to do. That's actually the funny thing, right? Like, they wouldn't know what to do if they turned off their stream. They don't know how to work on their stream outside of actually streaming. And so they, like, just stream really long hours, and then they say it's the grind, but in reality, they're just, like, you know, it's actually in a funny way kind of like a form of procrastination.
Who's Devin talking about? So what Devin is talking about is, like, let's say, for instance, let's say you stream, like, 10 hours a day. Like, if you're, like, a streamer and you put in long hours, let's say you stream 10 hours a day and that's all you do and you're, like, grinding, you stream, like, 12 hours a day. You could stream 12 hours a day, or you could stream like 11 hours a day and put that 1 hour towards some other activity that would grow your business or brand. There's a good chance that like that extra hour is going to go way farther than just streaming an extra hour, is what Devin is talking about. And it's 100% true. If you're just streaming 14 hours a day every day, you can probably stream like a couple less hours and do something that's going to be more profitable or more better for your brand or business. Yeah.
Future. The song is called Where Ya At, and it features Drake. No, not Sir Francis Drake. Just a guy named Drake. Of course, both of those, they're given names. Where Ya At? And I can guarantee there will be some grammatic failures in this song. Where you at? That's not English. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that's supposed to be saying. That's not even close to English. So we speak... this is the problem. I thought we were supposed to speak a common language. I thought the purpose of language is to communicate with one another, but apparently, when we outlawed nouns, we also outlawed human communication. So here's an entire song, incredibly, that has 0 nouns in it. Consonants.
It's so crazy because like he tries to be like an intellectual, but this is such like an anti-intellectual take on like how language even works, right? Like who is a lingual prescriptivist? Like who actually believes in this shit, right? Like this is such a dumb fucking take on language. It's so stupid. Like this is actually like just stupid as fuck. Language nerds will disagree with you, but you don't have to be a language nerd. It's just how language works. It changes over time. Like different slangs become like actually codified into actual language. Like if we look up, like for instance, if we look up literally in the dictionary now, there's literally an informal use for figuratively. Like I mean, language. There's like a million examples where language evolves and changes over time. There's a reason why when we speak, we don't sound like British people, right? We have different sentence structures sometimes. We use words a little bit differently, right? That's a proper sandwich. What the fuck does that mean? How can a sandwich be fucking proper? Oh, we have different words for things, right? Like it's... Are you implying that this video is real? Wait, is this not real? I don't actually know. I know that this video is real. Like, I know that this is real.
John Lennon's Imagine is...
We're not going to listen to it.
What we do here on Deconstructing the Culture is we take some top 40 songs or songs that are soon to make the top 40, and we go through the lyrical stylings of those songs, and we talk about what they mean for the culture. Because the truth is that, as I say every week during the segment, culture matters significantly more in the United States than politics. Culture shapes politics. Politics does not shape culture. People determine what they believe is right and wrong based on the feelings that they get from the music they listen to, the movies they watch, the TV they view, the books they read, the people they talk to. And so we like to take a couple of top 40 hits and break them down for you. Well, today...
The thing is that, like, this could actually be, like, an interesting exercise. Like, let's take some popular songs and break them down and figure out, like, what are the underlying messages? Do we consider these positive or negative? If they're positive, is it, like, a reflection of a positive trend in culture? If it's negative, is it a reflection of a negative trend in culture? How much does this reflect on the culture versus the artist versus maybe, like, the producers or the corporations behind them? Like, this could be, like, an interesting exercise, right? And maybe you could even get, like, it could be an enlightening exercise, right? Like, what is the popular media of today? What do people listen to? How does that shape our culture? How is culture shaping music? But instead we're sitting here criticizing the fucking grammar in the song. Like,
this is the 68th most popular song in America. The actual lyric is, where your ass was at, dog, when N-words wasn't feed me. Where your ass was at, dog. I mean, how many grammatic errors is that in one phrase? Where your ass was
like,
at.
This isn't culture analysis. This is like grammar Nazism. And it like doesn't even make sense to do it this way because it's a song, right? You're not writing like a fucking college paper. Like this is so stupid. It's like it's actually like just stupid. Jesus Christ. What a fucking idiot.
Hey guys, what do you think about them banning vapes and they still haven't banned guns when guns kill more people? What about that?
Violates the Constitution, my dude.
Better get them vapes out of the kids' hands. All those.
Fuck! I saw a link the other day, but I didn't actually read it. I heard that all the progress in getting kids to stop smoking has been completely reversed by the vapes. That like as many kids are vaping as many kids were smoking at the height of smoking's popularity. Is that true?
Yeah, I honestly believe that people vape and then get into smoking afterwards.
Fuck
That's what I
no.
did. I smoked a vape and then I transitioned into smoking. I was a fivehead about it.
Wait, why?
Because I'm a
is, like,
retard, dude.
That's
I
like
was
smoking
smoking
makes
vapes.
you
Help you lose
it makes
weight.
you smell like shit. It gets all
Yeah.
your teeth yellow and stuff. Like vaping is superior to smoking cigarettes in every
I've
way.
quit. I've quit everything now, but I was just
Yeah,
a dumbass, I guess.
Wait, but as far as I know, vaping, like, I know we had some instances of people getting fucked, but I think they're saying that it's like some bad juice that did it. Like, there should be almost no health effects from vaping. You know,
Yeah.
obviously I'm not a doctor. It's like nicotine is caffeine that's slightly addictive. And then the only other ingredients that should be in vaping is flavoring in vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol, which both are harmless.
It was
I
one of
think,
the. It was a
first of
certain
all-
type of vape. That, go ahead.
I read,
was
wasn't there a
just gonna say-
study
go
recently that kids were getting some kind of disease or something related to vapes?
Yeah, the glass shards. Glass
Popcorn lung or
shards.
something. I don't know.
Glass shards. in
But then
their-
I was
in
reading
their
that people were
lungs.
saying that that's not like most vapes. That's just like an older model or some shit. Is it actually like?
So what I know what happened, the very first vapes that came out, if you remember these things, like the pen looking ones, the wicking material that they would, you know, essentially the element would heat up. They would put like bad shit in it back in the day, and then you would get like you know, that type of stuff. But that's like if you really fucking overheated it, you could get like bad shit in your lungs. It wasn't from the juice, it was like from the element in the wick.
I mean,
and that stuff.
the ultimate issue with vaping for kids is that when they fucking vape, they get socially isolated because they look like fucking losers, and then they get depression. That's the
Wait,
real
what?
danger of
That's the
vaping.
5 brain take right there.
Wait, only the cool kids vape. What are you talking about, Ram?
Nah, man. Nah, man.
Is Trump gonna win this year?
It's possible. Yeah, I think there's a strong possibility.
Do
I'd
you
say
think-
I feel 50-50 right now, but I don't know. Sorry, God.
I feel like most people are like, nothing really that bad happened this year, so we'll vote for him again. Do you think people have that mentality or no?
Yeah, if things carry on and the economy is doing okay, I think it's possible if the Democrats
Dude,
can't
the
energize their base
recession's
enough.
coming. I'm telling you.
I mean, there could be. Like, we're due for one.
I honestly think they need to make it so if you are above the age of like 40, you can't be a president. I feel like old people just don't know what to do. The young people are the future. Young people should honestly be in charge. I don't know.
That's so dumb.
Old people are so fucking dumb. Are you kidding me? They don't know what they're doing. Donald Trump probably couldn't even draw a smiley face in paint. Why should he rule a fucking country, man?
Do you really think that we can divide like good and bad presidents, like, and see some correlation between like old and I'd actually say probably some of the better presidents tended to be older than not, like as a worldwide phenomenon.
I personally think that young people are the future, and they should honestly be well, not young people. I'm not talking like an 18-year-old president. I'm talking like 35 to 40. Like, I don't know.
I think people tend to say that because old people tend to be a bit more conservative, but just
No, they're closed-minded, man. They're like stuck in their old ways. They're fucking stupid.
I don't know. Well,
You guys have Boris Johnson. He's like, what, 55? That's pretty young.
is he actually 55?
So around there.
Like, what? I would rather have Boris Johnson than fucking Jacob Rees-Mogg, right? And Jacob Rees-Mogg is young in comparison.
So they want to run the country how they used to remember it, but instead they should be running the country how they should imagine it in the future. Like, I don't know how to put it in words, but they want to make it like the old days, when in fact the old days are dead and gone, man.
What is up
So
with Twitch
weird.
being Twitch being on this fucking banning shit? Holy fuck!
Banning what?
This girl got banned for 30 days or what? How long? Sorry.
Did she show her bush like the other girls?
I don't know. She wore this and she got banned for inappropriate clothing.
We just don't wear inappropriate clothing,
It's
man.
technically a sports bra if they were wanting to be real dicks about it.
Oh, reported for underwear or lingerie. Oh, it's just a warning, I guess. Does that mean she's already a partner? Jesus.
Probably. Girls get partners so fast. Dude, I honestly believe, like, if I was a girl, I'd do the fucking same thing, man. You got to do what you got to do to make money.
I mean, I have 2 friends right now that like pull over 500 concurrent viewer averages that are girls that like can't get partnered to save their lives. I don't know.
Like, if I have to shake my ass to get some a few donations, I'll do that shit, man.
I don't think that woman there was doing it for donations as much as it's just a lot more comfortable to work out and, you know.
Yeah, that's the reason.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
limited,
but
that's why she's not
like
screaming at it right now.
they always make an excuse like that they're working out. You know, when they're really, it's like a double motive. You know, not only are they working out, they're fucking doing, just saying it for excuse to get in sexual clothing. Like it's funny. Like some girls just have beach streams and they're on the beach every fucking day. I'm like, dude, too fucking far, man.
Like the girls who just sit in the pool real quick.
In the
Like,
pool, yeah.
In and out,
it's
in
like
and
it's
out.
like a, yeah. It's like
Damn, it's
they
turned
know what
into
they're
the
doing.
fucking scuffed
Shameless.
podcast up in here.
Well, no, I mean, it's a logical thing to talk about. Yeah.
Is it? I think it's pretty fucking boring.
I mean, boring.
Well, it
sure,
is. That's
but-
why. Have you ever seen a girl get more than?
Sorry. She has a.
Have you ever seen a girl get more than like
Wow.
3-4K
That's
viewers
really
doing that
good.
shit?
A girl get 3 to 4K viewers, but what?
Yeah, but like
That's
there's
so
there's a
good.
limit to that growth. Like, yeah, you can show your body and use your body as content, but that can only get you so far, dude. Because number one, like personality will obviously carry you way further in Twitch, and
I don't
number
know.
two, everybody gets old, so their body is only going to be nice.
You're
for so long.
absolutely right.
So
Absolutely.
It only can get you so long, so far.
Yeah, and so the people who do have the good personality, they keep the viewers and they grow and they evolve their content, whatever. But there are a lot of people that hover around 200 to 500 that are just hot, just talking streamers.
Amraf has 3.5k views right now. Somebody says that's only because she showed her Fortnite bush the other week, man.
Dude, I don't think she should have got banned for that. Like, unless it was a contrived attempt to cock her leg that way and show off the lip, I don't think that was justified.
Oh, Destiny, can I make an announcement quick?
What?
Starting on Sundays, I'm going to be doing a weekly astrology stream where I'll for only $25, it's a bargain. I'll give you your horoscope.
What we need to do is we just need to find another world and we leave all the shitbags here. We just go start somewhere new, you know? Easy clap.
Unironically, I
Right.
fucking hate it when people say like, "Dude, we gotta be sending people to space, man. Come on."
Why not? Why not send people to
Because it's
space?
the stupidest fucking shit in the world. Like, no. The reason why people still want to send people to space is because they fucking watch The Martian. Actually, no, watch The Martian.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say.
Wait, hold on. Wait. There was a lot of dumb shit that was just being said. Wait, hold on. Firstly, the idea of running off of our world to another world so that we can skirt the issues that exist here is dumb as fuck. So people are like, oh, fuck climate change. We'll just live in Mars. That's dumb. But making fun of people for being inspired to get into space because of movies or culture, that's literally how that works. Culture inspires people to do things, and that's where a lot of those jobs come from, of course.
Yeah.
Destiny,
Or you could say the
manned space travel, which is just.
Or you could say the resources.
Wait,
using
why
to
is
go to
man?
space.
Go, great. Go.
Because it's absurdly expensive. Putting humans on manned spacecraft usually ends up costing far more, and the actual returns of that are very, very slim.
How can you say the
throw out-
returns are super slim? I thought that there was
Because
a lot of
robots can basically do anything.
Yeah, but the medical advancements and the biological the biomed advancements that come from sending
that's a false narrative.
So you're telling me none of that stuff related to the moon stuff benefited like any type of human?
I never said that, but I'm saying that we actually have had to throw out critical science experiments from space exploration vessels because instead we wanted to put humans on. I mean, there's an amazing...
Yeah, but there's different types of experiments you can run with humans there instead of robots. I mean, like if you
Right,
had to
and
throw
I'm
out...
just telling
Wait,
you-
and what does that even... Hold on, that language doesn't make sense. We had to throw out critical experiments? What do you mean by critical? Like there was something like riding on this? Like people's lives or something?
No. When I said critical, I meant like the amount of science that we would have gotten from those experiments probably would have exceeded those that we actually got from
Okay, I'm going to talk out my ass here a little bit because I'm pretty sure you're talking about your ass. But there's no fucking way that a vessel... There's no way that a vessel that had humans in it could have just had robots. Like, I would almost bet my life that any vessel designed to carry humans is not something that would just carry robots. That it would be designed like completely differently, like completely from the ground out would be totally different.
And are you saying that like all the equipment and shit needed to keep the humans alive is what takes up?
No,
all the
not
space?
even that, but the whole design of the spacecraft, whether you want to have a human going inside the whatever, there's a whole bunch of different auxiliary systems that probably would exist for people that you wouldn't need for robots. Like the entire design of the craft, I imagine, would probably be different. The tolerances for the craft are going to be significantly different. So just because you can't just say like, oh, we lost an experiment because a human was on board,
Here we
like we
go.
could have just had a robot instead. Like,
Here we go.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say, instead of concentrating on going into New World, we should probably try fix this current world first before we start exploring others,
Here we
maybe.
go.
I don't know.
Amen.
No one gets excited about robot space exploration, but it's way more useful scientifically. It's not like surprising that like in terms of like conducting actual scientific observations of other planets or even Mars, robots might be more useful. But getting people excited about a space program is probably more important than the actual scientific value that comes from the space program, right? Like you have to get people like invested in these projects, otherwise they won't get funded, and then nothing happens.
What do you mean?
Wait.
Government that funds these type.
How much?
Wait,
money,
what do you mean?
how
Wait,
much money-
shut the fuck up, Greg. Hold on. What do you mean the government funds the programs? The government's funding for the programs comes from people that are elected in Congress, and the only way is, yeah.
I understand this, but people are not going to be specifically choosing to elect a congressman because they've decided that they're not going to send.
No, but it's like an issue. Like this is a representative democracy. If nobody in your constituency gives,
I'm very skeptical that deciding to send humans to space is going to like flip the tables on a certain election versus not.
I mean, like all of our funding for like space race related shit was. Okay, all right. I don't know. I completely disagree, but all right.
Like here we go. Are humans necessary for space exploration? Less now than ever. With the vast advancements in robotics, blah blah blah. 2010 astronomer Royal Martin.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing that you can use drones and shit to conduct experiments more or less like that would yield like greater scientific observations of the planets themselves, right? But like there's probably, I guess maybe there's not, but I would imagine there's got to be some sort of like biological advancements in
Yes,
like biomed
is,
technologies
but
that come
the
with sending
amount
humans.
But I'm just telling, like it's like almost every major scientist that I can think of is sort of against the idea of manned space travel and would prefer to send robots up to do the same job.
Order.
So obviously there has been consideration of this, but it's the public's attachment to these romantic ideas of space exploration, manned space exploration that drives people to want it, like because they watch fucking Star Trek or Star Wars.
I mean, like you keep saying because they watch fucking Star Trek or Star Wars in like some really dismissive way, but that's how people get interested in science, right? You never take a 2-year-old and you throw them a fuck ton of like calc physics equations. It's like, man, I really want to do physics now. It's usually because you watch some science fiction, you watch some imaginary awesome thing,
so,
and that.
Hold on, but yeah, so they'll get into the actual. They'll start researching engineering or physics or whatever, but they're not going to suddenly stop researching physics because they find out we're not going to send men to space and instead send robots.
Well, but you might get less interest in the field, and then that research does.
I really don't think so.
Where do you think the interest comes from?
No, but I'm saying okay, I'm not saying it's a bad thing that people get interested in space because of Star Trek or Star Wars.
Okay, hold on. I don't know if this is an autism thing or not, and I'm not saying that insulting you, but like when you've said 2 times now, you're like, people watch fucking TV shows and then they get interested, and now you're saying like, oh well, I'm not saying it's bad, but the impression that you give is that it's really bad that people get interested in science via science fiction. Do you understand that that's the impression you're giving?
Okay, but I mean, all I've been saying is that the desire to go into space is solely driven by these type of romantic interests, and that in itself is not necessarily a bad thing because it gets people interested in space and science, which is amazing. Like we know this, we know that pop culture, science fiction, pop culture has greatly benefited scientific research within the United States.
It's just part of. It's part of just evolution, dude. That's part of how it is. We explore, we learn new things. It's all part of just look. If we didn't go to space, right?
Yeah.
Okay, listen. If we didn't go to space and we just spent we just didn't do any of space exploration and stuff like that, we honestly we might not advance as humans.
I'm not saying we shouldn't have sent someone to the moon. I'm saying that right now, our focus
like it is useless, but it's also helpful because the technology that they'll use.
No, it's
could
not
actually
useless.
spark
Sending
new
humans
technology
to space
to
was
help.
not useless. I'm not claiming that it's useless. I think that was extremely beneficial. But I'm talking about right now. What is the best way to allocate our resources and a fuck ton of resources?
And build a wall or something.
Public support from all this is going to come from the fact that we have humans tied to the space program, and it's not the people in mission control that are doing it. It's the astronauts sending video from the fucking space station that make people want to actually get involved in space and support it. So you're not going to get the same public fucking support when all you're doing is like, well, here's the video of the robot moving the fucking vial from this to that. Okay,
I totally disagree. I'd love to see some sort of source on the fact that if it turns out we're not going to send like mankind to space in the next 20 years, that all of a sudden enrollment in physics and astronomics courses suddenly go down, or astronomy classes suddenly go.
I mean, where did our
down.
huge
that
interest
sounds
come from related to sending someone to the moon though? That was the goal was to send a person to the moon, not a robot, right? One small step for man, one giant leap for rovers everywhere. It doesn't really land the same way.
Yeah,
Rem,
so
Rem. Your argument literally relies on the fact that you think by the U.S. government taking a position that they're not going to send mankind to space, let's say in the next 20 years, and instead send robots because it's a lot safer, it's a lot more effective, and it allows us to do better science, that all of a sudden less people are going to try to get jobs at NASA or something like that.
Rem, can I say something? Can I say something, Rem?
That's just that I understand.
Rem,
that's your hypothesis.
Order, Rem. Listen. Listen to this. Although brain development is subject to a significant individual variation, most experts suggest that brain development is fully developed by age 25. You're how old? That's what I fucking thought, buddy. You lost the debate. That's what I fucking thought. My brain is bigger than yours. Don't ever question me again. Do you understand me?
I promise, sir. I promise. I won't. I yield the floor.
Order. Yo, Destiny, I love it when you get triggered, dude. You go,
because I'm trying to have a serious conversation with Rem, and then you chime in with some random dumb fucking meme, and it's fucking triggering the ever living fuck out of me. I love you, man.
This is Destiny. He's like, yeah, and then just, wait.
I don't. So, but if that's what it comes down to, I'm just skeptical of that. I don't think that.
Okay, I mean, we can dig up. I guess, I know, what you're saying contradicts every single instinct I have based on what I do know about how people are inspired to get involved in the sciences, about how women are inspired to get involved in things. That when you see people that look like you, that are taking part in either big cultural events like movies or film, or big scientific events like getting awards or recognition, that this inspires people to go into those fields. This is something that I know is true.
Okay, so I can totally understand that, and I'm saying that that's extremely beneficial. But for example, I'm not saying we never send mankind to space, right? I'm saying that right now it's a lot more practical and a lot more useful to send robots into space.
Sure, to gather scientific data about fucking Mars, but
right, that's all I'm saying. Because right now there's a call to send humans to space again. That's the fucking Elon Musk's whole stupid bullshit.
Sure, but if that's where the interest is at, and that's where the funding is going to come from, is by that interest, and that's the path you have to take.
But I genuinely don't think that's true. I don't think that we're going to get less funding necessarily because we say that we're going to send robots to Mars instead of humans.
Okay.
I don't think that follows.
Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure everything related to that US space race shit inspired a fuck ton of people to get involved in physics and shit. But I mean, I don't know.
I feel like driving a fucking robot on Mars is pretty goddamn cool too. I don't know. I think if the one thing driving you to continue studying in university is the fact we're gonna send a dude to Mars in the next 20 years, I don't know how serious you are about
wait, let him finish that. This is such a stupid take. Oh my god, I'm so triggered right now. I can't believe you. Because you're acting like people are these automatons. People are very much human. People are very much driven by these baser desires. You don't in second grade read some Kantian imperative and this is your driving force to do good in the world. Is through some fucking norm that you've inherited through some super rational way of viewing the world. It's because you watched a cool movie. It's because you had an inspirational teacher growing up. It's because you want to do some cool shit growing up. It's not just I can't wait to hammer out all of these fucking math equations because that's the way it's such a naive view of people.
Destiny.
What?
Come on, Rem, go ahead.
Thanks, Raj.
Sorry.
No, I get what you're saying, that from a young age, those types. I'm saying that's good. I'm not saying that that the media, should stop creating these movies, because that is the hope one day, is to send people to space, obviously, and send people to Mars. That's awesome. But I don't think that the drives are going to be less if it's announced that, on the current NASA plan, we're not going to be sending humans to space or to Mars in the next 20 or so years.
You don't think that's going to demotivate, or some people aren't going to care as much getting?
No. Not to the extent.
You don't think there was a generation of physicists? You don't think there was
30 years ago?
You don't think
when's the last time we sent someone to the moon, Destiny?
That has nothing to do with the point of the
Yes,
argument.
but no, it does, because you're saying that all of a sudden all this enrollment is going to drop and people are
Yes,
going to be
because if
but we haven't
people aren't
sent
being
people to
sent
space
in
like
doesn't.
30 years.
Yes, and we've had a huge lack of interest in space. That's exactly
Yeah, we
it.
have.
And now that we are putting people back into space,
So
and now
you're
it's
saying
being
that we are-
talked
we
about.
are in-
Hold
we are
on,
in-
hold on. Now
Okay.
that we're talking about actually putting people on Mars and shit, we are getting people interested again.
Look at that huge drop off. See all those
Having a lot
people?
of
See, when
fucking-
we stopped sending people to the moon, people were like, "Fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck anymore." Look at that.
Look where it is right now. The announcement to go to Mars was after 2012. This literally just proves my case.
Wait, how's it
Do you
prove
have,
your case?
per cap? Is
Because
that-
there was
Hey,
no
don't-
talk of sending
Don't
people to
say
Mars.
case like that. Don't say case. That was annoying.
One, is that a
NASA.
per capita graph?
Nope.
Two, Rem,
It doesn't
Rem,
look like it is.
real quick here. What do you think more people would watch live? Would that be a robot landing on Mars? Do you think that would be some dude landing on Mars for the first time? What would be a fucking world? I'm just curious.
Like, we've sent rovers to fucking Mars already, but this would be like a historic. Like, I'm pretty sure. I can't know this. Well, I would bet my life on this, okay? That, like, every single person, people across the planet probably were awake, watching TV, waiting for those astronauts to, like, radio back that they were getting onto the moon. That this was, like, a generation-defining moment. That any American, at least, that was alive in that time period remembers this. And, like, an actual human stepping onto Mars would be, like, the equivalent to that in our lifetime. Like, we would remember that thing for the rest of our lives.
So let me make a qualification then, which makes my argument a bit weaker.
If the moon
Or my
landed is real,
conclusion
of
weaker.
course.
But like, for example, I could easily see, because I'm just saying in the next 20 years, because specifically the type of manned space travel I'm talking about is Trump's, Space Force or whatever. That's really
Well,
what
the Space Force thing is, as much as I fucking hate Trump, is actually probably a good idea. But that's not
But
related.
I'm saying,
wait,
but
hold on
if-
real quick. The Space Force has nothing to do with or unless I'm wrong. And
No,
he's
I'm just
asking-
I'm talking about time frame.
Okay, wait, okay, hold on, wait, because you just brought this up, and I don't think you're characterizing this
Well,
correctly
no,
at all.
I-
Wait,
you
no,
need to
stop
let me
saying
make
no.
a point.
You just brought up Trump about the Space Force, okay?
Okay, don't freak out like that.
I was
dude.
trying to make a
Stop.
point.
Okay,
that
what's your
isn't
point?
Related to the space. So my point.
Then
is
wait,
that
then why
when-
did you bring up the Space Force?
Because can you let me finish so I can explain why I brought up the Space Force?
Order! Order!
Okay, let me explain why I brought up the Space Force. I brought it up because I can easily imagine, sending humans to space, within our lifetime, right? And I can easily see people getting interested in physics with the idea that we're going to send people to space, but also that this interest isn't going to suddenly drop off because it means that we're not going to necessarily do it in the next 20 years, but that we're going to do it within our lifetime, right? So I'm not saying that we just suddenly throw any sort of chance that we can send people into space. But I'm saying that we shouldn't be saying that we're going to send people to space in the next 20 years. So I'm not saying never, because obviously within our lifetime, I would hope we'd be able to, given the scientific advancements that we've seen. But within the next 20 years, do you really think that it's a practical, good move overall to try to send someone to Mars?
Yeah, for sure. I think it gets people super motivated, super interested.
Yeah.
I think that with the extra funding you get, you can fund your auxiliary programs where you're sending drones and shit instead. We already do that. Like, yeah, I think 100% like getting people excited with space programs would be like an awesome thing to do. I don't even think I could be wrong, but I don't even think we can send. I don't even think we can send people to. I don't think we can even send people to space anymore in the U.S. Like, I don't think we've been able to for like over a decade. We literally have to ship our people over to like fucking China and Russia and have them carry them. Like,
But there hasn't been a push because there hasn't.
What would happen if China came out and said, "Hey, we're sending someone to Mars in 5 years"? Trump would lose his
oh
shit.
my god, how shit would that be if like what if China got somebody onto fucking Mars where the U.S. did? Wouldn't that be like embarrassing?
Mate, have you seen every electronic equipment blows up that I got from China? There's no way they're gonna go to space.
That's how it would get fucking shit motivated. If fucking China came out, hey, you know what? We're gonna be sending someone to Mars in 5 years. Trump would be like, "The fuck you are? We're going and doing the shit. We're America first." Are you serious? That drives innovation like a motherfucker.
Anyways, I get your point, Destiny. It's a different way to look at it, and so yeah, I'm hesitant to disagree, but I'm much more swayed to what you're saying now, because you're coming at it from a sort of practical perspective, looking at the actual effect it's going to have upon the human populace. Well, I was looking at it more from like, well, what is actually going to return the most, like if for example we were to ignore the public engagement with the projects at hand, the actual amount of scientific data and technological advancement that we get from sending robots to Mars instead of humans would be greater.
If you're looking specifically at what do we get that's valuable, it depends on what you're saying is valuable. But at the same time, people being involved with it are going to make people invest in the industry.
Right,
like
right.
more
And so
government funding.
That's the point I can admit. And
So
I
like
can
less
definitely
experiments.
swing towards that,
Yeah.
Do you
My
think
assumption would
China's
be-
going to win?
China?
Probably.
Do you think China's going to win the race? We have Elon Musk, yeah, but I'll be honest, dude. Like, if you go to like the 5th grade in China, there's about 5 Elon Musks there that are smarter than him already, dude.
Oh,
I
for sure.
swear.
China's gonna probably overtake the United States, dude. Like that shit. I gotta be honest, dude. That fucking system, they get shit fucking done over there with minimal bullshit. They can move so fast.
We
compared
like
to
America, baby.
No, America moves slow compared to China. China can be like, hey, we're building the world's biggest bridge. We're starting tomorrow. They're like, all right, dog, let's fucking do it.
Yeah, but
IP
Yeah,
theft
but
is a hell of a drug.
all the people over there are miserable, dude. So
That's not always true.
Well, the
dude,
standard
have you
of
seen?
living
Have you
is
seen? They
significantly less.
literally are living in a slum there, where the.
Not everybody in China
literally-
lives in slums. There's a
yeah.
lot of huge fucking cities in
Variable.
China. Median wages in that fucking country have grown tremendously.
Okay, well, you say that, and we go to all the factories where they're just working and they're like sleeping on the conveyor belts.
That's
man.
only part of the job. First of all, we got a lot of shitty jobs in America, and you guys in the UK are going to be having a lot of shitty jobs soon too when you guys fucking leave.
No. I've already got a 5-head plan. We're gonna legalize weed and we're gonna tax it, and then we're gonna be rich and hope everybody smokes weed and chills, man.
Yeah, wait, have they figured out a solution for the Ireland bullshit yet?
No.
Or
Yeah, they're gonna leave the UK.
No, I read that they're trying to. Boris Johnson's considered building a bridge from fucking English mainland to fucking Northern Ireland or something.
if
so
Ireland
dumb.
leaves the UK, Scotland leaves too, right? Like 100%. I thought it was more likely that Scotland would leave the UK before Ireland would.
Dude, it's all gonna be fucked. If Scotland leaves, it's gonna be fucked.
Yeah.
Like everything's gonna be. Oh, it's gonna be so messy. Oh my god. Then and then does that mean Scotland's an independent country? So I need like a passport to go into Scotland?
Yeah. Well, you're gonna need
And I
like
need to
your
change-
passport shit is gonna change a little bit too, going to and from the EU, I think as well.
Yeah, everything's gonna change. But I don't think Brexit's happening.
You guys even have commercials now. When I was riding around in Ubers, I hear it on the radio sometimes. Like, hey, like make sure you you have like an official website now, like www.getreadyforbrexit to fuck you in the ass.uk or whatever. Like they advertise on the radio and shit. Yeah.
I think it almost that website is almost as bad as www.obamacare.com. I think it's as bad.
I do think that they'll leave
one, me.
the
Good one.
EU. Honestly,
Did you think that what?
I do think that the UK is going to leave the EU.
I don't know, man. I don't think anybody's like honestly. I still think people don't think it will happen, but we'll
It's just
see.
like because if we have to go to a general election, I think people are so dumb that they're gonna like the conservatives again, and then they'll be forced to do the same fucking thing. And oh fuck,
Dude, I'm just gonna move to fucking. I'm just gonna leave the country, man. I'm just gonna go to a different country if it fucks up.
Come to America, baby.
I live in Norway. Norway seems to know what they're doing, man.
You can just
why
go
the
to
fuck
Scotland.
can't Labour just run on a Remain platform? Like for
Why
fuck's
can't we just
sake.
find somebody who is good enough so they can just dictate place, and we can all listen to one smart guy?
You have to have like this like fucking lefties want that goddamn accelerationist bullshit. Okay.
Wait, hold on.
that's what
Wait. Firstly, the lefties that want to leave the EU, those are like extreme lefties. Those aren't like the average. And I thought the average Labour was a Remainer. Like even Corbyn flipped back to Remain. Like isn't Labour a Remain party?
Well, let's see. Labour, Remain versus. I'm pretty sure like most want to remain, but it's definitely still torn. There was a fucking poll on it. And
Corbyn isn't really Remain. I thought that Corbyn
Thank
was initially a Leaver, and then he switched back to Remain when he saw that everything was like fucked in terms of like actually trying. He's a crypto Brexiteer.
37% of Labour originally voted to leave.
Okay, so it sounds like most of them are. That's like considering the vote was split 52-48. That's pretty big, right? They wanted to stay.
37% of your constituents don't want to remain originally.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
that
number
means
hasn't
that
fluctuated too much.
Well, that means on the Tory side, it must have been like fucking 80% wanted to leave, right? That's like a 40-point difference. That's massive.
58% wanted to leave.
What are the rest? Like independents or some shit, or?
No, so UKIP 96%.
Okay, yeah.
Why did 4% of UKIP voters vote to remain?
Because there's always, but obviously there's like a 20 or
Wait,
there's
wait.
like a 20-point difference there. So like, right.
But I just don't understand because the whole point of UKIP was to be an independence party. So 4% still voted to remain.
Wait, I got a question. Serious question. How come like mostly like every country has like healthcare and stuff, or like in England, if I get fucked up, I go to the NHS and it's paid for me, right? I pay taxes. They pay for the healthcare. Why is that such a huge problem in America? Like why do they do that, and why do they charge people for education as well? Why do they do
Americans
that?
have like a more unique relationship with our government because of the way the country was born, because of the way that our constitution was set up. Like we Americans have a fundamental distrust of government. The government should do as little or close to nothing. And Americans in general hate because that's how Americans feel. Like the birth of our country was getting fucked by another government, and we wanted to make sure that the government was never powerful enough to do anything like that again.
They taxed us too fucking much, okay?
Well, no, it wasn't about being taxed too much. It was about being taxed and not having a say in like how the government is ran, right?
Oh, right. That's
yeah. So
no
wait, so you're telling me
without representation.
So you're telling me that's a better system than what like
I never said it was a better system.
No.
I never said that. Well, in some ways I think it's better.
Be like, would you rather have like something like the NHS, like what we have?
Yeah, of course. Any universal healthcare system in the U.S., single payer or multi-payer.
So who do you have to vote for that to happen then? If everybody agrees with that sort of shit.
Any Democrat right now is going to push some form of universal healthcare. But
and anybody on the right just wants more like more economy, right? To make a
well, most people on the right are still like super anti-government, so like nobody.
They want tax breaks to the rich.
Oh my god, dude! So what about like the like I honestly think it's the most retarded system ever, where you basically where you basically order.
No,
where
order
you basically,
to you.
Order. Where I think it's the most retarded system where you actually go.
Great.
Where you go. Hang on a second. Where it's the most stupid. It's the most fucking. Shut up a second, man. I got a problem to speak as it is without you interrupting me, man. Shut the fuck up, man. Okay, so you send your kids to college, right? And you charge them. And normally, I'll be honest, like when I went to school, it was pretty much fucking useless, most of the subjects, pretty much rigged. But when they go out into the real world, they're already in debt without a job. So how do they think that's smart? I don't understand that.
What the fuck is your question?
That's my question. Why is that a system? Why do you have to pay to go to like college?
You have to pay to go to college in the UK.
No, you get college for free, mate.
No, you don't.
No, wait.
Yes,
are you talking about? No, are you?
You're talking about college, not uni or whatever, right? Sorry.
Yeah, university. Yeah.
Wait, are you talking about university?
College or university?
University. You can actually get free universities in the UK. Can you do that in America?
In university in the UK, you pay for it.
I'm pretty sure you can get free ones too.
Maybe in Scotland, but in the rest of the UK, you have to pay for uni. In the UK.
Okay. So college is free for you guys then as well.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. It's not that bad. Okay. So university.
Well, but the problem is in the United States, like you can't do anything with college. You have to go to uni in the United States in order to actually boost your earnings.
Wait, how are you saying college is free, Dustin?
Okay, fucking holy shit. College in the United Kingdom is like fucking high school for America. So he's asking if our high school is free. High school is free for the United States. It's paid for by our fucking property taxes. Yes. Okay. Uni is, they call universities the equivalent to our college, all right?
Yeah, that's what we call. So I honestly, what would you if somebody was to say they're going to make university free but raise the taxes, would that be a good idea or a bad idea?
It would probably. It would be a bad idea, but for really complicated reasons.
Oh, okay.
Greek is retarded.
What hours?
Okay, there you go.
Atlas
Perfect. All right, Atlas. Hey.
Oh, retarded. My bad.
There it goes. All right, cool. So Greek, Atlas. Hey, I want to talk to you about something real quick. Like,
no,
I know that the word is part of your vernacular. I know that you're used to saying it, but like, it does cause some problems. And they might say, what do you mean it causes problems? I don't mean it that way. And then you say, well, there are actually studies that have shown that there are people who are either autistic or they are actually mentally deficient, and that they see that as an insult and it hurts them. And then they might say, fuck you, you fuck. And they might call you the F word that's a slur for the homosexual. And then it's problematic and you're not going to work. And then you can get really pissed and get angry with them. But otherwise...
Wait, F word that's a slur for the homosexual? We can't say... Fairy?
If somebody is, if somebody is, so is the word retarded actually used medically?
Yes.
Oh my!
I don't think so.
Okay,
it's short for retardation, so yeah.
So if somebody is retarded, so would you say that the word, if because if you was to call everybody retarded, right? If somebody was actually retarded, right, they wouldn't get offended because they wouldn't even know. so they can't even stick up for themselves.
Oh wait, Rem. Here's a real question for you. Is it bad to call someone stupid if they are stupid? Why not? That's something they can't change.
Do you guys
No. Hey, wait. Why?
Dan, you're
they
purposely
can't change
fucking
that.
with me.
I'm not.
It's a
why
good
can't
point.
you? Like, why is it not okay to, or why is it okay to call someone stupid if they're actually dumb? They can't change that. How is
Okay,
that no
the
different
reason
than-
is because we have identified different levels of autonomy within people.
Right.
So, for instance, I believe in a fully determined universe, okay? However, there's a difference between a guy is falling off a building and like manages to land on somebody versus a guy chooses to engage in like a hurtful or harmful behavior, right? Now, even though both of these might be fully determined or somewhat unchoosable in like a physics sense, like in terms of like how we evaluate people's actions, we would say that one person has more control than the other person over the outcome of the events, right? So when it comes to being dumb, we would say like, well, you can exercise some control over the level of intelligence that you have given a certain age. You know, past the age of, we say 18 is the age of majority, we would expect you to take some control over how dumb you are. Now, if you're born with an actual like physical disability that precludes you from doing that, then we would say that, okay, well, you probably don't have as many opportunities to. You don't have the autonomy to not be like have Down syndrome or something versus somebody that's just dumb, right? There are different levels of autonomy functioning here. It's okay to criticize somebody with a high level of autonomy that's making bad decisions. It's not generally okay to criticize somebody for an intrinsic condition that inhibits their ability to display the autonomy necessary to make wise decisions. That was a lot of words. Does that make sense?
Well, sure, but so
I actually got lost when you said autonomy at the start, mate.
It sounds like what you're saying is because they can have some effect on it.
I think Greek is too retarded to actually understand what you're saying right now.
So because they have some level of autonomy, because they have some choices, it's okay to call someone who might be stupid, because they, even though they can't change it. Is that correct? Because they can try to change it
Yes,
and they didn't.
sure, yeah.
So why would that not be okay for doing that for someone who might be like gay or something like that? They could also try to do it.
Well, because right now it doesn't seem like the research points to the idea that you can choose your sexuality. So like somebody that's...
research that you can raise your IQ meaningfully.
We're not talking
we're not talking about IQ. Wait, we're not talking
accepted by society.
We're not talking about IQ. We're just talking about like making like I don't think you need high IQ, for instance, to not be hateful or harmful towards other people, right?
Right.
Sure, but yeah, that's true. But like, you can call someone stupid just for disagreeing with you. Like if someone's a conservative and they make a point that you think is really bad, you might say, "Oh my God, this person is so dumb."
When you call somebody stupid, you're tying that into the idea behind calling somebody stupid. The idea that it's understood in society is you have made a choice that you could have otherwise made. That's how we understand that word in a more specific sense, even if we're not aware of it. Typically, when we call somebody stupid, we said, "Oh, he acted in such a stupid manner," right? If somebody says that, all of these ideas that are swimming around subconsciously is, "Oh, somebody made a decision and they could have made a decision otherwise." If you were to say something like yesterday, Shannon's kid, fell off a roof and it was like really tragic, he has Down syndrome, you're not thinking like, oh wow, that kid was stupid. You're thinking like, oh wow, something happened that his ability to like control is like compromised because of some condition he has that he didn't choose, right?
Yeah, but when someone says like so-and-so's retarded, like I get what they mean. Like and when the image that I picture is not someone acting mentally handicapped.
That's
matter. Who's laughing, man? That's too far.
It's fine that you don't think that way, but like the way that word functions, right? To be retarded is usually to be developmentally delayed. There are still like a lot of these types of jokes in society, riding the short bus, like, are you mentally disabled? Are you retarded, right? And these people do face problems still in society today related to mental disabilities. And when you call somebody retarded, you're essentially making a comparison to somebody with a developmental delay, and you're saying that is bad. And like people that have these types of delays, it's kind of like baked into who you are. It's really hard to take somebody with Down syndrome and separate them from the Down syndrome. Like they become like kind of like interwoven with one another. Same thing with people with autism, right? If I was like, man, you're such an autistic fuck, and you're like, okay, well shit, dude, like this guy has autism, he feels kind of shit. Oh well, I mean, like just separate the autism from your personality. No, like these things kind of become like interwoven with one another. It's not like something like, or like cancer, right? Cancer doesn't become interwoven with your personality the same way that like a developmental delay or something might. So usually if we use retarded as a way to like make fun of somebody, you're targeting kind of like a group of people that really don't have a say in it, who kind of like come under the fire there when you use those types of words. Does that make sense?
Sure. In general, do you think it's okay to make fun of people for being fat if they don't have a medical reason for it? Also, what's your view on like making fun of people because they would be quote unquote ugly?
I would argue in terms of autonomy, I think that I think you can make a stronger argument for
That's
making.
so stupid. That is stupid what you just said, by the way.
Okay, I think
everybody who's fat has got.
Well,
yeah, but I just had to say what you said was stupid.
Well, so what Dan is getting at is like everybody that's fat doesn't necessarily just like choose to be fat, right? Like all of our choices.
Nobody chooses to be fat. They all have mental problems. That's the reason.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're going the other way. Yeah. So I think you can make an argument that like there's a greater level of autonomy associated with being fat than with like being developmentally delayed. In terms of being ugly, I think that's a really big step to say that you shouldn't make fun of people for their looks anymore. I personally don't do it anymore, and I've told my community not to, but I mean, like, you're taking a lot off the table in terms of making fun of people when you do that, so I mean, like, that's a pretty big step for a lot of people to make, but yeah, I don't think you should. I think it's bad to attack people, like, just on, like, physical characteristics that they don't have any control over.
I mean, it's a very simple sort of calculus that you need to do in your head, right? You look at the amount of harm that it's going to actually cause people who are disabled, which is a pretty large, it's a significant portion of the population. And then the amount of harm it actually takes you to just not use that word or use a word that is not associated with disabled people and makes disabled people feel like shit. It's not a super, like, I'm not asking you to completely change your, like, any significant aspect of your life, but to avoid using a specific word. And if you accidentally use it,
let me ask you this. Do you think it's okay for you to call me micro?
When have I ever called you that?
I'm sure you have at one point.
I never have.
There may be people out there with tiny dicks.
Are we justifying memes now?
Well, no, I'm just saying, hey, there's people out there who may laugh along, but like they actually have a tiny dick, and like you're shaming them for that.
No, I don't think that's good either.
Micro Dan, no Japan.
Oh, so okay, well that's an ableist comment, Emiya. I should expect nothing else from someone
ableist?
like that. Wow, because people with tiny dicks can't fucking control it, can they? I'd expect nothing more from you.
But the difference, the other difference,
and targeted at a fucking minority. No.
You have to look at historical. You also have to look at the historical oppression of certain types of groups. People with small penises have not been historically discriminated against ever since literally the dawn of civilization.
Yes,
that
because
is
they don't have
technically
sex.
untrue.
That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're dying out. We're the most oppressed. We as
this
in
is
the
why
royal,
everybody's getting taught.
I'm defending the micros here, not me actually.
I just want to say that it is really fucked up
if you
what we do to
cannot
Dan,
see.
because Dan does have a micro cock, so us
Fuck
making
off.
fun of him for it, it's fucked.
Then why were you saying it hurt so much when I put it in?
I'm done,
Holy
Dan. I'm done making fun of you for it.
Jesus Christ.
He was trying to be complimentary, Dan.
Okay, so for the record, my position from Rem is a bit different here. Some people like to point to, like, who's oppressed now, blah, 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 blah. I just think that if you insult someone, your goal... Now, like, obviously, like, we can move a lot of, like, insults off the table, and even I haven't found, like, replacement for most of this. But, like, typically the way that I phrase this is when I target somebody for an insult, I try to make it so that, like, the particular thing that I'm insulting you for is, like, specific to why I think you're bad. So, like, if I think... So, for instance, if you're a Nazi, right, I think that... If somebody else hears it and they're a Nazi and they take offense to it, or, like, a white supremacist or white nationalist or whatever, then, like, okay, I'm cool with, like, everybody hearing that, like, feeling like shit for it. Like, that's fine. But, like, I wouldn't call somebody, like, the N-word, or somebody, like, you probably shouldn't make fun of people being fat or short, because now every single person that's either black or fat or short that's listening, well, now they've, like, come under attack too, and I think you should avoid that. You should minimize that harm. I don't really care so much, like, who's being oppressed now, or who has problems in society now. Like, I just think that it would be good to minimize the impact of,
Definitely,
like...
your chat's bugged.
Okay, of, like, your hateful words, so that you don't, like, get, like, collateral damage, I guess.
But that's literally saying the same thing that I'm talking about by bringing up collateral damage.
So the reason why I don't like to point to, like,
point
current oppression or anything there is because I feel like you get into some weird metrics. Like, it sets you up for a weird argument where some guy, like, say, okay, well, I don't think gay people are oppressed right now. Like, violence is at an all-time low. It's not as bad in the U.S. as it is in Saudi Arabia. We have gay actors and shit now. We've got a gay guy running for the Democratic primary nomination. So I think we should be able to say the F word now. Like, it opens up, like, a weird argument that I would rather just stick with a collateral defense than try to say, like, well, currently who's being oppressed.
The discussion usually for me, when I talk to people, the discussion usually will stall when people don't believe that word has a negative impact upon people with mental disabilities, when there's empirical studies.
Destiny, your chat.
Can you link those empirical studies?
Your chat's over
the biggest one is called, like, Sticks and Stones and Stigma. I don't know if I can actually you might have to have access within. I'm sure it's on like Sci-Hub or whatever. It's called Sticks, Stones, and Stigma.
He doesn't fucking Destiny. Your chat is overlapping, man. It's giving me a headache.
So when I was in in college, I used to cite some sources from different journals that I didn't have subscriptions to. I would just bullshit it, and then I'd assume that my teacher didn't have the subscription to it. And yeah, so I'm just
That's
saying.
how you can get expelled for that.
Dan,
What do you want? Enya?
does it actually offend you?
You can literally
when
be
people
expelled
say,
for that. Like,
Does that actually offend you when people say that?
that's
Oh no, I'm offended for the other.
Oh,
tiny
I
penis
don't care
men
about
out
other
there.
people. I'm talking about you. Do you honestly?
Whoa! Why do you care about other people?
I'm just talking to Dan right now. Dan,
Whoa,
do you actually-
Megalo, dude, relax, man.
Royale starting.
Do you actually get offended when people say that?
I'm offended for the oppressed men out there, and I am their champion.
Also, I think it's better to try to like rationalize this position than ask people who are offended, because there's a whole lot of fucking stupid LGBT people that have really dumb fucking takes on slurs. So I think it's better to like rationally arrive at a point than try to ask like some like member of that community. Because I was stuck saying like the F word for so long, because like all of my gay friends growing up not only said it, but they like encouraged their straight friends and shit to say it too.
Can you be offended for someone else?
It's not about being offended. I don't give a fuck about who's
I
offended.
mean,
It's
if
not
you're
like
American, yeah, that's all they do.
Yeah, you can be offended for someone else, but like I'm just saying like
That's all they do in America, man.
wait, what do you mean how?
That's like the entire.
If
issue
you're
with social
outside and
justice
I walk
culture
around
right
and I
now.
like kick a kid in the face, you're not gonna like feel some level of empathy for that person. This is one of the most natural
no,
human
empathy
reactions.
is different than being offended
Okay, well, tell me how it's different.
for them. It's quite simple, really.
Okay,
It's quite effective.
go ahead.
Just leave the channel. Enya. Just leave really quickly.
I really want to hear. I really want to hear the distinction
I
here.
need to kick somebody. Order.
The word offensive means causing someone to feel deeply hurt, upset, or angry. Right?
Okay. Yep.
So, therefore, this is my first debate, by the way. So, we're gonna have to go a little slow. If the word offensive is an adjective for causing someone to feel deeply hurt, how can you feel someone else causing someone to be deeply hurt?
So if we're gonna play the dictionary game,
we can all read fucking Google, man.
Empathy.
Like, you
Sure,
don't
so
have to
empathy-
actually read
okay,
it.
wait.
I'm not done,
Sure.
Greek.
Okay, so we can just plug these two words in. Empathy is the ability.
I'll be back.
Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. So if I hurt another person and it causes you to become deeply hurt, upset, or angry,
Yes.
now you found a way where I can offend you by hurting another person because of your empathy.
Empathy is not a synonym for offensive, though. That wasn't my question.
No, it's not a synonym for offensive, but it leads to you being offended. Your definition.
Leads.
Yeah, that's my whole point.
I don't
Huh?
think so. Not always.
Where are we getting here?
You
man?
asked earlier, you said, how can you be offended on behalf of somebody else? And what I said was that if you have basic human empathy, so if I hurt another person, and we define empathy as the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, if I cause pain to another person and you empathize with that person, you have become offended. Because it's possible that you can become deeply hurt, upset, or angry as a result of you empathizing with a person that you have hurt.
I see.
Would you say empathy and being offended is the same?
No.
Well, empathy from the Latin word empathia.
So why did you say that if you have empathy, you're being offended then? You said that, didn't you? I heard that. With my ears. I have ears and I heard you saying something about...
Okay, let's say that being offended is like being mad because somebody was like mean, right? Now, empathy allows us to get mad on behalf of others. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So if I attack somebody else, another person in the area might get mad on that person's behalf. So for instance, when we abuse animals, like we see Cecil the lion get killed or that one fucking gorilla get killed or whatever, people get mad on behalf of the animal. That's them getting offended on someone else's behalf by way of being empathetic.
I have a question.
What?
These are big words. If someone gets offended, do you think they're putting themselves in a position where they are implicitly entitled to an apology of some sort of compensation by the offending party?
No.
I think that's okay.
That's like a fucking Quora question. Where are
Who
you
typed
reading
you
that?
that?
Yeah.
I'm on Reddit / no stupid questions.
No, you're not on the right subreddit clearly with that.
And anyway, going back to the whole retarded thing,
You should be on Reddit
r/Destiny.
Girls Exposed. No, I'm kidding.
Those types of questions used to be on r/Destiny.
We'd like to remind you to review your social security statement online. Why the fuck do I have... Wait, what, you said it's possible to like max out
not
your
Canadian.
social
I'm not
security like
American.
earlier and you don't have to pay into it anymore?
Yes.
What the
Social insurance
fuck?
number.
Wait, Dan.
Yeah.
The amount of money that I pay for self-employment tax, that goes towards my fucking Social Security, right?
I don't know, look at the thing. I assume
Well,
so.
because it's showing my last reported earnings, which are my W-2 earnings that I pay myself, but I pay a fuck ton more than that to Social Security.
Yeah. Okay.
So
is the other shit on there from past year?
I don't know. Hold on. What are you supposed to get paid out for Social Security right now?
Depends on
how
when you
much
start
does
taking.
Social Security pay full benefits if you
Like
take it
if
at the max age?
What, like when you're like 90?
In 29, what? Oh, for 70. Oh, this is at 67. Is $2,861. Oh, that's at 66. I'm up to $2,139 a month for my Social Security.
Oh wait, Hassan's on.
What are you at? How much have you built yourself up to?
You're asking
It's a
me?
sign.
I
Yeah.
assume it's completely done. I mean, there's a max.
How can I check what my max is?
Well,
Wait,
go into the.
that,
I mean, I don't know if you want to pull it up. Actually, don't pull it up. But go on the page, and it'll show.
Chad, I'm
there's-
sorry, I don't know. I think that's a reasonable.
At the top of the page, do you see like a paragraph showing like if there should be something that like very explicitly says that like you have to earn X much more, pay X much more to get the full benefits. Like you've reached the full amount, something along those lines.
No,
like,
I don't see that at all.
Like Jeff Bezos is not getting more. He's not making $1 million a month in Social Security.
Nope, I don't see that at all. So like I see like so we've got estimated benefits, earning record, and displacement. Maybe earning record.
Yeah, that sounds right. So what does it say that you would make if you filed at 70?
If I file at
Yeah.
70, I'll get $2,600 a month. What's yours up to?
I'm sure it's the fucking max.
What the
when I
fuck is
checked
the
shit-
max?
The max would be $37.70 if you file at 70.
Tito
right now.
tried to ethnically cleanse Yugoslavia from Germans and Hungarians. I'm not sure about that.
It's not about if you prepay Social Security. They just take the money. And I think after you pay a certain amount, you're just fucking done.
Yeah,
mean,
but I'm
like,
just
you're-
curious what that amount is. Like, do I really not have to pay social? That sounds amazing.
Oh, no. You have to keep paying.
What?
That's how it works, man. That's why it's a social program. Like
Wait,
everyone pays into.
Fuck me. Well,
contributing.
fuck. Then you got me all excited and hyped for this. This is just me getting fucked. Then I don't want to go read this shit. I don't care about that bullshit. Fuck.
No, it's like it's cool to know if you like stopped working today that you get the max benefit. But yeah, you got to keep paying, dog. You don't get to stop fucking paying. Fuck out of that.
Okay.
It's just like, hey, you made it to the finish line. Keep going.
Someone in chat
Yeah.
said, "Does Rem know Yugoslavia is mainly white?" So I'm guessing you're an American.
That's not true.
Americans, yeah, sure, but real quick. So Americans like see people as like white or black or Hispanic, but in Europe they see ethnicities a lot more than we do because we're not used to like calling it out. So like in Europe, like a Russian or like a German or like a Frenchman or whatever, like can tell, like they'll say like, oh, that guy is Russian or German or British or whatever. Whereas we just call them all white. Like there are different
just saying
ethnic
that's
groups that aren't just called white in Europe. That's an American thing that we do that.
Yeah, no. If people saw Muslim Bosnians or Bosniaks, they would not. I don't think they would call them white in the sense that, like if you put a Slovene and a Bosniak next to each other, or someone from Kosovo, they are not. You know, they're not going to say, "Oh, those are two white people." That is not the person. But again, it was more nationalistic than it was based on skin color.
Wait, we can't really? That's a meme? Every European I've talked to, and I haven't talked to a lot, this is like a handful, but seems to
How
be
am
able
I
to point
wrong?
out like Russians and Germans and like Spaniards and Polish people like very easily, whereas I can't really. Like if you show me a Russian that looks like fucking like a is it Drago from like Rocky, I can say like, oh, that guy looks like a Russian. But otherwise I generally can't tell anyone like that guy's Russian or German or British. I can't really
No,
tell
you
the
absolutely.
difference.
Oh, I can.
Yeah,
don't
I
know
can't
what you're
really.
talking about.
Well, because okay. The mapping of the human genome was completed early this century. As a result, the evolutionary log of the human race lay open to us. We started with genetic engineering. In the end, we succeeded in digitizing life itself. But there are things not covered by genetic information: human memories, ideas, culture, history. Genes don't contain any record of human history. It is something that should not. Is it something that should not be passed on? Should that information be left to the mercy of nature? We've always kept records of our lives.